Assalamu alaikum shabab! I want you to be loud. I want you to be proud. It's time to be brave. Are you ready?
Federation is truly the world's #1 global mixed martial art. Stage is set, the bright lights are on, and this is Brave Combat Federation.
Are you watching closely? What captures your eyes? What elevates your minds? Can you feel it? The spirit of roaring warriors echoes through the arena.
This sport is not easy. It's very difficult.
The takedowns. The submissions. The knockouts. Gods and inner demons dance together, all for greatness. A sport that is the ultimate pursuit of mental and physical prowess. It is the tears in victories and the pain in losses that lead us to the edge of our emotions. A heroic transcendence. The grasp of this immersive It is the tears in victories and the pain in losses that lead us to the edge of our emotions. A heroic transcendence. The grasp of this immersive experience exceeds all nerves. A captivating story that resembles a vision. To celebrate the true spirit of sport in its full glory. A heart that is of fighters, coaches, spectators, organizers, sponsors, partners. A sport that is the embodiment of your true self. And this is Brave Combat Federation.
A man's vision, determination, inspired a generation. It gave a new dream for the youth of his homeland. It created a groundbreaking revolution in the sports. When a vision is strongest, nothing can stop its far-reaching impact. And the vision was 3 powerful letters. KHK. And today, his vision is far-reaching. The valor and pride of his homeland is far-reaching. Today, his vision is defining the future of a new generation. A generation of heroes and of gladiators. Today is the day of hope for the hopeless. The day KHK will inspire the souls to fight back, irrespective of what they are and who they are. Many will emerge as heroes. This will be a new era of true heroes and gladiators. When he stood in the front and led them, they called him the Prince of Gladiators and Heroes.
In 2016, a vision revolutionized mixed martial arts in the Middle East. It all started with the evolution of MMA in a small island in the Middle East. the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, a land of ancient glory and bravery, thriving under great leaders and visionaries. The country is now home to the largest MMA promotion in the region, Brave Combat Federation. And the kingdom became the first ever country outside of the United States that featured the IMF World Championships. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa and his true warrior spirit envisioned the growth of MMA in the region. He believed in the glory of the sport of mixed martial arts and facilitated the best MMA facility in the land. Along with brave President the Hawk, Mohammed Shahid, in the shortest span of time, we grew stronger. We grew bigger. This is the story of the fastest growing MMA promotion in the world. This is the story of Brave Combat Federation.
T-minus 1 minute and counting. Countdown. T-minus 50 seconds. As we pass the T-minus 50 second mark, the power transfer takes place. First stage, second stage, third stage. 40 seconds and counting. T-minus 37 seconds, and our count continues to go well. T-minus 30. T-minus 25 seconds and counting. T-minus 20 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. 17 seconds and counting. 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go, Brave Nation. This first bout is three-minute rounds in the amateur light heavyweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with an amateur debut. He stands 184 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 92.9 kilograms. Representing Boot Camp Gym and fighting out of Bahrain by way of fence, please welcome Remy Singh. And his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with an amateur record of no wins and 1 loss. He stands 186 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 93 kilograms. Representing Bahrain fighters and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain by way of Burkina Faso. Give it up for Israel Mano. Your referee in charge is Gareth Lyons.
First fight of the night, you see the tail of the tape. Both big men, Carrick making the light heavyweight limit. Gar Lyons is your man in the middle. This is an amateur bout, therefore the gloves are bigger. We are looking at three-minute rounds. Both fighters are wearing shin pads, no knees to the head, and no elbows whatsoever.
Phil, I liked what I just saw. We saw a big inside low kick answered, and then answered back even bigger.
Remy Surge showing that K1 kickboxing background. The game plan seems to be to lead with the kicks early. Surge seems to have the marker of the distance a little better. Coming in from that southpaw position. That inside leg kick is open to both fighters. Surge being the southpaw. Nice check on the kick there. Boom! Oh, huge shot from Israel Mano. This is all about the kicking game from both fighters so far.
Two big men, Phil, taking the measure of each other.
Israel seems to be the quicker fighter, but Surge seems to be the more powerful. He's checking that kick well. And as these guys are light heavyweights. All it's going to take is one big shot. I'd like to see them set up those kicks a little bit cleaner with the hands. But again, this being an amateur bout, both fighters are really they're really finding their identity as mixed martial artists, Kirik.
Serge being a southpaw, the liver kicks there for him. Quick little adjust to the shin pad.
Midway point of the first round. As I stated, these are 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight amateur division. A little bit of hand fighting here, trying to get dominance.
Another powerful teep kick.
Oh, he's getting close with that head kick. No clinching whatsoever, no attempt at a takedown from any fighter so far.
Israel wants to turn that left knee in and catch that incoming kick with his point of his knee or his upper shin. He cannot take an infinite number of those to the inside of his thigh.
You saw him momentarily switch stances, and that's usually a little bit of a telltale sign that the inside leg kicks are starting to add up. And again, it cannot be understated just how big these competitors are, legitimate light heavyweights. Oh, nice shot.
Big shot.
Oh, he rocked him.
A little wobble right there.
Was that a legal knee? Looked like a little bit of a knee to the head. I'm not sure how legal that was or how much it connected. Mano getting a little bit vocal in there. He's trying to find that head kick.
20 seconds to go, Phil.
This is turning into a little bit of a firefight. Surely these big men cannot sustain this type of a pace.
Very wise move by Remy to clinch, force his opponent's hips against the cage, therefore denying him the leverage to get power on his shots.
Both men have absorbed a lot of damage in that round. Fighters being tended to now by an incredible cut team of Jess Isaacson and Brian Coyle. You see Israel Mano with some huge shots coming in. That was a legal knee, perfectly legal knee to the body. And Kirik very much all to play for going into the second round here.
It is indeed. We see a fighter there from Burkina Faso. Phil, that is country number 80 for fighter representation in Brave Combat Federation. There are only 195 nations on the face of the planet Earth. Brave Combat Federation has fielded fighters now officially from 80 of them. I haven't done the deep dive that's necessary, but I believe that's a world record.
Both fighters primed and ready to go for the second round.
Glove touch, that is the last bit of love we will see in those gloves until the next round, if there is one, Phil.
Israel Mano taking the center of the cage. Remy Serge starting to open up a little bit with the hands, but
that's the Vovenam.
Beautifully dynamic kicking game being exhibited here, but that inside kicking game from Remy Serge is paying dividends. And it's a smart plan from Serge to try and take out that lead leg, but he is eating some seriously big shots here. He needs to get the hands up to guard the head.
Serge's hands are going down a little bit. The fatigue may be biting.
Well, once again, it's that adrenaline dump. Both these guys are competing on a huge stage with one amateur fight between them. Nice kicking game.
Again, it's an amateur fight, Brave Nation. The fighters are required to wear shin pads. We've got a little slippage there.
Little break in the action while referee Gar Lyons tapes up the shin pad, and this is one of the inevitabilities of amateur mixed martial arts. When fighters are wearing shin pads, they tend to displace a little bit. But if anything, this is going to be a good thing for Remy Serge. He was taking some punishment there, and right now this gives him an opportunity to reevaluate, to reassess, to refocus and recenter himself, Kirik.
If you watch his face right now, Phil, you can see him taking in oxygen, and as he does so, I don't want to call it confidence coming back, because I don't think he lost confidence, but certainly he's looking more and more ferocious right now.
Cage doors closed. We are ready to restart the action. Expect to see that inside leg kick again from Remy Serge, using the hands to set it up. Swing. Another big head kick from Israel Mano. Seems to be front kicking and spinning attacks from Mano seem to be the order of the day. Trying to land that big clubbing shot over the top. Israel Mano definitely seems to have the fuller gas tank here, Carrick.
He is, of course, a protege of Hamza Al-Kuheji. No surprise there that that gas tank is full.
Referee says keep going. And the Burkina Faso man is throwing at will here. Coach Youssef Kouhedji.
Takedown coming.
But he's happy to keep it standing.
His style of martial arts, Bovinami, has a black belt in it.
Remy Serge is gassed, Carrick. You saw him labored there with the breathing. The hands are very low. That head kick is wide open for Israel Mano if he wants it.
Wise move from the Burkinabe fighter to allow his opponent to stand up. He's feinting with the hands. You know that kick's coming.
Yeah, Remy Serge, the big French man, is starting to slow down here, Carrick. Israel Mano still looks like he has plenty left in the tank, trying to land that big shot over the top. That's a smart move, kicking to the body, further depleting the gas tank. 10 seconds left in the second round of this exhilarating amateur light heavyweight bout.
Boom, round two ends. Brave Nation, we were not sure that the fighters would, that this fight would make it to the third round, but that's what we've got right now.
You're seeing some of the action, some of that exquisite kicking game from Israel Mano. And again, when you are this size and this powerful, it only really takes one shot. This is bound to be tough for Remy Serge. He's taking big, deep breaths in the corner. Youssef Kouhedji in the corner of Israel Mano will be telling him just to keep doing what you're doing. More of that kicking game. And it might be within the best interest of Remy Serge to shoot in and get the takedown.
Phil, Remy Serge is gassing. He's sucking down deep for air.
Well, Israel
touch, that's it.
Israel Mano didn't want any part of the ground. So it may be interesting to see if Serge is aware of that. But again, does he have anything left in the tank to execute the takedown? Serge moving a little bit labored. Again, wonderful kicking game. Light on the feet is Israel Mano. Firing the inside leg kick and bringing the hands down. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes up top with a kick now.
Wait for him to feint a little bit with the hands. There's the feint. And there's the kick.
Oh, he hurt him there, Carrick. He hurt him to the body. He's mixing up his levels with the kick beautifully.
Kick. He's choosing now, Phil. He's choosing inside leg, body or head. Trying to see what's open.
Serge trying to throw back with a head kick, but it's coming. Everything Serge is throwing is coming a little bit slower, a little bit more difficult. Israel Mano showing some great cage IQ by attacking the body. Still throwing as hard as he was in the first round. Very impressive work here from Israel Mano. That inside leg kick is now paying dividends, working the jab. 90 seconds left to go in the third and final round.
As I said earlier, Phil, when Hamza Kouhedji is your coach, you're in condition. Final minute.
Israel Mano starting to work well behind the jab. Clearly the fitter fighter. But to a certain extent, you have to give Serge credit for staying in there. He may not be proactive, but he's still there in front of Israel Mano.
He wants to bite down just a little harder on that mouthpiece, Phil.
With 30 seconds left in the round, he has to throw everything he has at Israel Mano here if he's to be successful. He essentially needs the finish because this round has been all Israel Mano.
Again, Manu feinting just a little bit with the hands. Now feinting with a kick for one of the first times. He wants to set something big up. Finish with a bang.
10 seconds to go. Can he land that one big shot to make it definitive?
Boom!
There it is. Three-minute rounds in the amateur light heavyweight division. We go to the judges, and what a way to open the card, Carrick.
To embrace center stage. 3 excellent rounds of mixed martial arts action down. We're getting a little replay of that on our screen in front of us. Phil, this was basically a battle of the kicks. And on balance, I have to say, Israel Mano's kicks landed more frequently and landed with more power.
Realistically, Carrick, I don't think there's going to be any doubt in the minds of the judges and the minds of the people watching who won that.
No doubt too, Phil, that Remy Sayers dug down deep to get into that. In fact, that man dug down deep to get into round 2, dug down deeper to get into round 3. Props, respect to both of these men. Brave Nation, this is one of the many, many tough moments in this sport. Both fighters standing, waiting for the decision, and we're back to a second replay. See a rare exchange of hands, and that was one beautiful flying knee. Another big flurry. Flying knee attempt was thwarted, and that what we just missed right there, or was cut off right there, was a very intelligent moment by Remy Sayers. Big man, take it away.
All right, Brave Nation, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Your first judge scores about 30-27. Next judge scores about 30-27. And your last judge scores about 29-28 for unanimous decision victory. Out of the red corner, Israel Mano!
Congratulations to Israel Mano, our first competitor from Burkina Faso. The Irish Thunder, Phil Campbell, will very shortly have a word with your winner. Huge congratulations to Israel Mano and to his team, Bahrain Fighters. The mighty team making big moves here in Combat Kingdom.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with a victorious Israel Mano. Israel, give us your thoughts on your performance here tonight.
I'm feel happy today for this performance. I'm very thankful for all my teammates and all my coaches.
Israel, you have made history here tonight. By representing your native Burkina Faso, you are becoming the fighter who's represented the 80th nation inside the Brave Arena. What does it mean to you to represent Burkina Faso inside the Brave Arena?
So inside the Brave, it's very important to me to represent Burkina Faso because now my country, it's war in my country, and I want to fight with my country to show them my support, to show them they're in my heart. And thank you, Bahrain.
Now, your journey in mixed martial arts may be short so far, but you've made history. You have traveled from Burkina Faso to Bahrain, training at Bahrain Fighters under an incredible coach in Youssef Kouhedji with the help of KHK. Tell me just how important your journey and how incredible that journey has been in mixed martial arts so far.
Yes, about my training was good, and I was prepared in my mind, and my coach trained me, give me a lot of advice. They give me a good plan for the fight, and I apply this tonight, and it's good.
You did a great job. And finally, do you have a message you would like to send to the people back home in Burkina Faso?
Hello, Burkina Faso. I represent you here, and I'm happy to be in Bahrain. And Bahrain is a land of peace, and I would like to give special thankful to Sheikh Ahmed, Sheikh Khaled. She give us a good framework for training, and I'm very happy for that. God bless Bahrain.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic performance, and congratulations on making history. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Israel Mano!
But my This bout is brought to you by Brave Gym. Training for mind, body, and spirit. Brave, it's more than a gym.
The snakebone Zwandile Hlongwa is eager to prove he's more than a viral sensation and reinsert himself in the 185-pound title conversation as he takes on Abusupyan Alikhanov, the #1 ranked middleweight fighter in Brave CF, who's ready to stamp his passport towards a title shot. Coming up next, South Africa's most creative striker, Zwandile Snakebone Hlongwa, takes on the #1 185-pounder at Brave CF, Abusupyan Alikhanov, in the middleweight division.
All right, Brave Nation. Before we move on, we'd like to thank our gold sponsor, Technographics, for their support in making this event a reality. Let's continue with an epic middleweight bout. First up, please welcome, representing Universal Fighters and fighting out of Russia, please welcome Abusupyan Alikhanov.
Ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, welcome back to Brave CF64 Africa All-Stars. Making his way to the Brave Arena is Abusupyan Alikhanov, who brings with him a professional record of 13 wins against just 3 losses, currently riding a 4-fight win streak. In his last fight, on short notice, he defeated Rustam Shizaev via unanimous decision at Brave 55. This fighter is a World Cup Combat Sambo champion, a Russian national champion in MMA, a Russian national champion in hand-to-hand combat, a former World BJJ champion, a master of sports in both hand-to-hand combat and combat Sambo. Carrick, traditional wisdom would suggest that in this particular fight, Abusupyan is going to be the more dominant fighter with the wrestling. And what he will intend to do, in my opinion, is try and put Zwandile on his back as soon as possible. The Vanilla Gorilla Aaron Wallace doing final checks, and Abusupyan Alikhanov is in, locked and loaded and ready to go.
And let's welcome his opponent. Out of Bumshella, South Africa, put your hands together for Zwandile Snakebone Hlongwa.
In the shadow of death, I walk 200 million miles, cause I'm the king of the wild. I'm calling the soldiers, calling our soldiers, coming like bosses. Watch what I told you, watch what I told you. We on the front lines with it though, we don't run it high, here we go. And this ain't for the faint of heart, here to make a mark while I'm on the throne. Yeah, ain't no rules in the battlefield, everything for the taking. I survive this daily, respect the ground I got.
One of the most dynamic strikers we have seen in the history of Brave Combat Federation. Mazwandile Longwa, 7 wins as a professional, 5 by way of KO or TKO. In his last fight, he did lose by unanimous decision to In Jae La at Brave 58 in South Korea. The difference maker in that fight was undoubtedly the wrestling. Has he had enough time to work on his wrestling defense? Has he had enough time to implement the type of movement that will leave him far enough away from that distance to the takedown? Only time will tell. 6 finishes as a total, 3 of those finishes coming in the very first round. He is the owner of a 2018 viral knockout when he scored a beautiful spinning elbow knockout. As you can see, he was the winner of the Brave CF 2019 Fight of the Year against Jeremy Smith. An absolute banger of a fight. But in Abu Sufyan Alikhanov, he is fighting and facing perhaps the most difficult stylistic matchup of his career. He cannot allow himself to be pressured against the cage. He cannot allow himself to get involved in the clinch game. Constant movement is what we need to see from Zwandile Longwa. Let's throw it up to Carlos Creamer for official introductions.
Here we go, Brave Nation. This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 13 wins and 3 losses. He stands 177 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 84.3 kilograms. Representing Universal Fighters and fighting out of Russia, put your hands together for Abu Sufyan Alikhanov. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 7 wins and 2 losses and 1 no contest. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 83.9 kilograms. Representing Mustang Athletic Team and fighting out of Bumshella, South Africa. Please welcome Mzwandile Snakebone Longwa. Your referee is the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
Professional action here in our second bout at Brave CF 64. Zwandile 31, Abu Sufyan 33. Zwandile, the slightly taller man. A real interesting clash of styles, and during the intro I said stylistically this is a very difficult matchup for Zwandile Longwa.
Brave Nation, this fight is going to come down to one simple thing. Can Zwandile Longwa avoid the wrestling?
You can see it's going to be all about the movement for Zwandile. We know how dangerous he is on the feet, but he is, if there is a chink in the armor, if there is a weakness, it is the wrestling. But in mixed martial arts, Carrick, every fight does start standing.
Zwandile shifting a little bit from a orthodox stance to a southpaw, trying to give his opponent different looks, circling constantly feinting. Thus far, very good strategy.
Now, one of Zwandile's most dangerous weapons is his spinning attacks, but does he risk that and in doing so potentially give up the back to Abu Sufyan? That's the danger. Abu Sufyan, of course, is the #1 ranked middleweight in a Brave Combat Federation. Oh, huge 1-2 from Zwandile Longwa.
We may see that wrestling attempt sooner rather than later from Abu Sufyan.
Zwandile needs to stay on the bike. Big overhand from Abu Sufyan Alikhanov.
Another key, Brave Nation, for Zwandile Longwa is to keep his back at least about a meter from that fence. If he gets his back up against the fence, in all likelihood, he's going to get dropped.
Tentative action right now. Zwandile, again, staying on the bike, constant lateral movement. Be within his best interest to keep himself within that smaller circle, not get himself pressured up against the cage. But there always seems like a stark inevitability with Alikhanov when it comes to the grappling. If he initiates the clinch, it could be very dangerous. There's a big takedown. And this is not where Zwandile Hlongwa wanted to find himself.
Textbook, beautiful timing from Abusupyan Alikhanov.
Finding himself now just in that half guard position. He's going to be happy just to free him off, maybe. Some little petty pad elbows. Free him off, there's the elbow. And right now it is exactly where Abusupyan Alikhanov wants the fight to be. If the ground is deep water, then Alikhanov is unquestionably a shark.
We know Zwandile Hlongwa has been working on his stand-ups. He's trying to get it. He's starting to get up, maybe moving to full guard. Move to full guard. This is a very good move for him.
Does have that one hook in.
Back to half. This is less good. Half mount in mixed martial arts, half guard in mixed martial arts is being half mounted.
And it's something we see a lot more in mixed martial arts. Fighters happy to be in what we often call that anchor position. And just sit there, do enough work with the shots to stay dominant and force their opponent to exert energy by trying to get up. And if anything, Zwandile Hlongwa's last fight against Njela really did provide the blueprint for a grappler on how to take on the dangerous striker.
Props to Hlongwa. He actually threw a elbow to the thigh of his opponent. And there, that's what I was expecting.
Alikhanov trying to pass the guard. And you see just how calm Abusupyan Alikhanov is in these positions. No wasted energy. Solidifies the position, throws when necessary, doesn't rush his work, doesn't crowd his work. Very workmanlike, very methodical.
This is his home. Hlongwa trying to get back now to some form of full guard.
In 2021, Abusupyan won the Tartazan President Sambo Cup in Kazan, one of the most prestigious tournaments in World Sambo. That coupled with his World Cup Combat Sambo Championship win make him one of the best in the world at the discipline. And so far, if Snakebone is bringing the poison, bringing the venom, then Alikhanov has the antidote. This is not where Zwandile Hlongwa wants to find himself. He's trying to get up.
There he is!
Just at the end of the round.
Back up to standing.
That may not have been enough. Oh, he hurt him there!
Very exciting, very exciting ending to round one.
Zwandile has shown just how dangerous the striking is. He landed a beautiful 1-2 early in the round, but as soon as Alikhanov got the big takedown, that was exactly where he wanted to be. And Carrick, I think it's not going to be any secret or surprise how this fight is going to unfold. Zwandile going to be on the bike, constant movement, trying to land the shots. Alikhanov closing the distance, trying to score that big takedown.
Phil, Zwandile has a very tough psychological problem to deal with right now. He's going to be able to land from the outside, as we've seen. When you land from the outside, as a fighter, what do you want to do? You want to follow up. All your instinct, all your training says when you land one, throw two. When you land two, throw three. That's what your body is forcing you to do, but he can't do it. He cannot set down and throw a big combination or he'll end up on his back again.
So does this have the potential to make Zwandile Hlongwa somewhat gun-shy in his striking?
I don't think he's going to be so much gun-shy as he wants to stay in the outside. He wants to throw, hey, look at him shift again. He wants to throw single shots from the outside. He does not want to set down and throw a two-punch combination.
He's just trying to find the range. You can see the constant switches and movement, switching stances. doesn't want to be static for any length of time to leave himself vulnerable to the takedown from Alikhanov.
He's feinting the kicks a little bit. He's trying to set up that big straight hand.
So far, no spinning attacks from Hlongwa, keeping it all right down the middle. Very strategic so far.
Phone was back a little bit too close to the fence right there. And you saw the result.
There's the big takedown, and once again, that stark inevitability with regards to the grappling of our #1 ranked middleweight, Abusubyan Alikhanov.
There is another inevitability, though, and that is that Zwandile Hlongwa is going to bide his time a little bit, and he's going to try and stand. With his back up against the fence, that stand-up may actually be easier than it was out on the mat.
You see he's trying to wrap up the legs. It's a dangerous position to be in. He's trying to post, trying to get up, but how smart is Alikhanov there? Just grabs the wrist and takes away that post.
Very slick technique from Abusubyan, took away the elbow, popped the knee back a little bit, and he is very comfortably up on top. We're going to expect to see elbows coming down very, very shortly. Right there it was.
3.5 minutes with which to work here. And yes, this may be Abusubyan Alikhanov's second fight in Brave Combat Federation. You may be wondering why he's ranked #1, but to defeat Rustam Shazayev in the manner in which he did warrants such an accolade.
Alikhanov, too, has a problem right now, Phil. If he stays comfortably on top, he's not going to have enough distance to land hard shots. If he doesn't land any hard shots, there's going to be a stand-up. So he's got a little bit of a balancing act to do right here. He wants to stay busy enough, land significant shots enough that the referee allows him to stay down. But in order to do that, he's got to posture back a little bit to throw those big shots, and that gives his opponent an opportunity to pop up to standing.
It's that risk versus reward conundrum, isn't it, Kirik? You can see he's framing off well. He's making life constantly uncomfortable for Zwandile, so he can't settle, he can't find himself in the space to get his back off the cage and get up. Oh, Zwandile, great
Huge
job.
moment.
That is huge in the fight, as you said, Kirik. But you wonder how much being on the bottom has taken out of Zwandile. A moral victory, unquestionably. If he can work a little bit of striking and pull back a little bit more of this round.
He's got hammers for hands, rocks inside those gloves. But he cannot be stationary like he is right now. He's got to get back on that bicycle a little bit. There he goes, starting to feint, feinting a takedown, feinting those kicks, feint the hands, and then try and land that big straight.
Yeah, we saw it at Brave 31 and Brave 44 respectively when he beat Jeremy Smith and Dom Schober in fights where he used every little bit of his striking to get the job done, especially the fight with Dom Schober, an absolute war in November of 2020 right here in Bahrain. And there is the danger with those spinning attacks. We alluded to that. It leaves yourself vulnerable to the takedown.
I think, though, Phil, he's got a little bit more confidence now in his ability to stand up. I think he's felt his opponent's attack from top. He thinks he can weather it, and he thinks he can get it back up to standing. So what's he doing for the fans? He's looking for that highlight reel knockout. Didn't get it this time, but I'm pretty sure he's going to try at least one more time.
And that speaks to the confidence of somebody who is a supremely dangerous striker. Nice elbow over the top from Alikhanov, burying his head into the chest. Zwandile Hlongwa making it uncomfortable.
30 seconds now, Brave Nation.
Just acting like a fire blanket to extinguish the flames of Zwandile Hlongwa. Nice shoulder pressure there. Zwandile has enough time to have a little shake of his mouthpiece. Final 10 seconds of the second round. And Kirik, it has to be said, from his last fight against NJ Lat, there have been improvements in his ability to stand back up, but 2 rounds in, are those improvements enough?
2 rounds in, Phil, he is down 20-18. In order to win this fight, he needs to stop his opponent. He's not known as a submission specialist. We all know what this man can do, and that's knock people out. He's got one of the most viral knockouts in combat sports history.
Yep.
From that aforementioned spinning hammer fist, spinning elbow. He's going to try and do it one more time, and it's what he needs to do. His bread and butter, however, is that straight right hand. He's going to start this round feinting again. We just need to see him circle a little bit more, not let his back get anywhere close to that fence. If it gets closer than a meter to that fence, or if it's half a meter from the fence, he's going to get put down instantaneously. He's got to stay close to center cage, keep moving, keep feinting, try and land that big straight right. He's landed it before. It's had a big effect. If he does it again, it can have the effect that he needs.
Another factor being that Abusupyan Alikhanov has been to a decision 6 times in his career. Zwandile has only gone the distance twice. So this is a vastly more experienced area of the fight for Alikhanov. Zwandile trying to land that big straight again.
He's got to be careful stalking. He can't move forward constantly trying to land that straight.
Because that forward momentum could lead him right into being taken down. Abusupyan Alikhanov showing that he's no slouch when it comes to the dynamic striking either. Giving Zwandile lots to think about. You can see there's almost a little bit of tentativeness with Zwandile now. He doesn't want to overcommit to the strikes. Doesn't want Abusupyan Alikhanov to close that distance and get in within grabbing distance.
Abusupyan showing some very impressive kicks. Beautiful tornado kick, beautiful side kick.
Zwandile needs to get his back off against the cage, and that's what happens when he overcommits to the strikes. Another big takedown. The timing on the takedowns, the intelligence of the takedowns is what has been so impressive from Abusupyan Alikhanov.
Brave Nation, the timing it takes to do the double leg that you saw right there, at most, maybe 2/100ths of a second off, and it will not work. It's a supremely high level of technique that allows him to get in there without being struck, almost makes it look easy.
But Zwandile trying to do damage from the bottom. Passing violently into side control is Alikhanov.
First time we've seen Abusupyan in top side control fully.
Switching just momentarily to almost scarf position, then right back into side control. And look at the lack of space he is giving Zwandile. No space between the hips. He's keeping his left hip completely pinned against the right hip of Zwandile. Could be trying to switch into crucifix position here. He's trying to isolate that wrist.
Trying to take that knee, work it inside the near arm, and then pin the arm.
There's potential for knee on belly here and into mount if he wants it. Distract with the arm and switch into mount. Oh, there it is. Crucifix position, but can Zwandile get out? Trying to roll Alikhanov.
Zwandile out of side control.
Did a good job to reclaim guard, but right now he needs to get back to the feet and throw the kitchen sink at Abusupyan. Again, just constant, methodical, workman-like performance from Alikhanov. Has a job to do, doing it with such proficiency.
Methodical and workmanlike perhaps, but he's getting smarter and smarter. He's learning what Zwandile Flongwa does in order to stand up, and he's thwarting it almost before it happens.
Has enough time to throw a little thumbs up to his corner. Zwandile trying to get up, but when you're in that open forum of the mat, pretty much in the center of the Brave arena, it becomes so much more difficult, Kirik. Abu Sufyan turning it up a little bit more with the strikes.
Abu Sufyan maybe trying to set up a submission here. Posturing back a little bit, switching the angles.
The hip positioning each time from Alikhanov is fantastic, leaving so little space and even just framing off against the throat to make things uncomfortable. It's all these little nuanced pieces of grappling that only somebody who's so experienced and as capable as Alikhanov can execute so well. 30 seconds to go, and barring something spectacular from Zwandile, we could be looking at a shutout here, Carrick.
Brave Nation, you are watching why the man in front of you on top is the #1 ranked contender in Brave Combat Federation globally.
There you have it. Wonderfully dominant performance. Seeing some of the work here, and Abu Sufyan Alikhanov landing some beautiful shots from the guard. Doing a great job of dominating Zwandile Longwa, taking away his most dangerous weapons, that being his striking. It's pretty much elementary at this stage, or rudimentary, just waiting for the scores to be tabulated correctly. Both fighters are in the cage. As soon as we see the roaring lion, Carlos Kramer,
Carlos Kramer, tell us what we know.
All right, Brave Nation. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. 2 judges score the bout 30-27, and 1 judge scores about 29-28 for unanimous decision victory. Out of the blue corner, Abu Sufyan Alikhanov.
Keep on going hard till it's all mine. Won't stop until I am the greatest one of all time. Can't nobody out here see me or go toe to toe. No, one of one, under none, coming for 'em. I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT, greatest of all time.
Stage is set, the bright lights are on, and this is Brave Combat Federation.
Are you watching closely? What captures your eyes? What elevates your minds? Can you feel it? The spirit of roaring warriors echoes through the arena.
This sport is not easy. It's very difficult.
The takedowns. The submissions. The knockouts. Gods and inner demons dance together. All for greatness. A sport that is the ultimate pursuit of mental and physical prowess. It is the tears in victories and the pain in losses that lead us to the edge of our emotions. A heroic transcendence. The grasp of this immersive experience exceeds all nerves. A captivating story that resembles a vision. To celebrate the true spirit of sport in its full glory. A heart that is of fighters, coaches, spectators, organizers, sponsors, partners. A sport that is the embodiment of your true self. And this is Brave Combat Federation.
All right, Brave Nation. Unfortunately, the fight between Nkosi Ndebele and Matisse Zaharovs has been canceled due to medical issues from Zaharov's side preventing the bout to take place, as Brave Combat Federation always puts the fighter's health and safety first. We wish Matisse all the best in his recovery, and we'd like to bring in the man he was supposed to face tonight to get his thoughts on this difficult moment. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, from South Africa, rising superstar, Nkosi, the future, Ndebele.
And the nations of higher rank will know me, and they will call me by name. The future. You only get one shot. They said you wouldn't make it, but you don't stop. The path that comes with pain, so if you get dropped, you get back up before you know you at the top. It's one for one shot. They said you wouldn't make it, but you don't stop. The path that comes with pain, so if you get dropped, you get back up before you know you at the top. It's one for one. It's tit for tat, jab for jab, pound for pound, back to back. Aerial attacks, combos just to match. Two grapples on the mat, crowd going crazy cause they came to see a clash. I put this cage on my city and my city on the map. If it's war, make sure your gloves are strapped. Win or lose, I never held back. Like Eddie on the top, ropes for his frog splash.
All right, Brave Nation, I'm here with rising superstar and Kose Ndebele. I know you've got to be frustrated right now. You looked so ready, so focused, and so prepared for your fight. How does it feel? What emotions are you going through? And what would you like to say to all of your supporters and fans back home?
Thank you. Unfortunately, such things happen in our sport, but the future might be delayed, but it will never be denied. So we'll come back stronger. I wish Mattis all a nice healing, and I hope he gets better. It's an unfortunate thing that happened to him, and that made the fight not happen, but I'm ready. I'm ready. If anything is good to happen next week, whenever, I'm ready to go. You know, as you know, I'm looking forward to fight the champion. So that's the fight that I'm looking forward to. But if there's anything that can happen between now and then, if anyone wants to fight me, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go.
What would you like to say to all those who have supported you out there? Your sponsors, your teammates, your coaches, everybody has made it possible, including your family.
I would like to give a shout out to all the future citizens. Thank you so much, guys. Keep on supporting the sport. It's an unfortunate thing that happened, but you know, we're still looking forward to the future. And thank you so much. Keep supporting me all around the world. Thank you, Bahrain. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Brave, for bringing me here. I always say that Bahrain is my second home now. I'm an adopted son for Bahrain. I fought here in Bahrain more than I fought back in South Africa. So I consider Bahrain as my second home. So thank you so much. Keep on supporting the sport. Keep on picking up Brave. And we're going to the top, definitely. Thank you to my sponsors. You know, Tektisa, they flew all the way from South Africa to be here. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. God bless you.
Now that bantamweight division is absolutely stacked. One of the best divisions in all of MMA. You have a number 5 ranking right now. We've got names in front of you. Alexander Kishtov, Hamza Kuheji, Kasum Kasimov, and the champion, of course, Brad Katona. Who do you want to fight next in your pursuit of the title?
Anyone who is ready, anyone who thinks they want the belt, you know, for that number 1 contendership, I'm good to go. Whoever they are, whenever they are ready, I'm good to go. So I don't care, anyone, just bring them.
Now, we have an incredible 3 events in 10 days, making history here, again in Combat Kingdom. You saw Brad's performance. What did you think of that performance by the champ?
It was a very, very good performance. I was here actually watching the fight when he was fighting. And I even told him, the other guys, I'm like, I like his fighting IQ, and I would definitely love to fight this guy. But as he was fighting, I could see through him. I could see beyond him. So I'm the champ. 2023, there must be a new champ in the block, and you're looking right at it, right now.
All right, he is the future. Wanted to ask you last before we head out. Jose Shorty Torres is now making his bantamweight debut. What do you think of the legend of Jose Shorty Torres?
Hey, listen, it doesn't matter, you know, there's seasons and times for everything. When it's my time, it's my time. I'm the future, and there's no more delay. So it's good for him that he's making his bantamweight debut or whatever, but I'm the future, and that fact remains. I'll be champion.
Brave Nation, follow this man right here. You are in for an absolute treat if you haven't seen him fight. He is the future, and he will be back stronger than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Nkosi, the future, and Ndebele!
It's in my veins that I feel it. Look in my eyes, there's no way to conceal it. Nothing is written, that you can't can't seal it. Truth where I'm living, that place to reveal it. Pressure is pumping, it's coming, it's bubbling. Feel the earth shaking, the stomp of 100 men. No one's recovering, no one's recovering. Bring the percussion in, heart beating fast, hard to re-grasp. Living in shadows, that part of me dark. Obstacles they try and part disregard, cause nothing can stop my advance on this path. You catching that contact, prepare for that combat. The end is where it begins. That everything in that game that you win. Back brace for the impact. You catching that contact, brace for the impact.
A man's vision, determination, inspired a generation. It gave a new dream for the youth of his homeland. It created a groundbreaking revolution in the sports. When a vision is strongest, nothing can stop its far-reaching impact. And the vision was 3 powerful letters: KHK. And today, his vision is far-reaching. The valor and pride of his homeland is far-reaching. Today, his vision is defining the future of a new generation. A generation of heroes and of gladiators. Today is the day of hope for the hopeless. The day KHK will inspire the souls to fight back, irrespective of what they are and who they are. Many will emerge as heroes. This will be a new era of true heroes and gladiators. When he stood in the front and led them, they called him the Prince of Gladiators and Heroes.
This bout is brought to you by Brave Gym. Training for mind, body, and spirit. Brave, it's more than a gym.
Coming down to super welterweight for the first time, Brandon Lassar is hoping to recapture the form that earned him a title in his native South Africa, as he takes on Zagid Gaidarov, the latest KHK Team Bahrain member to graduate to the pro ranks after a victorious amateur career. Coming up next, South Africa's own Brandon Lassar takes on stoppage machine Zagid Gaidarov in the super welterweight division.
All right, Brave Nation, before we move on, let's give a shout out to our partners, Agreco and Rahal, as well as our media partners, Foursquare and Local BH. Brave Nation, this is your co-main event of the evening. Let's welcome, first up, representing KHK, Team Bahrain, and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain. Please welcome, Zagid Gaidarov.
It is co-main event time at Brave CF 60 for Zagid Gaidarov, making his way to the Brave Arena. 2 wins as a professional, 1 by way of KO or TKO, 1 by way of submission. In his last fight, he defeated Artem Vitkovsky via first round Kimura back in July of 2022 in Minsk, Belarus. The most incredible thing about his 2 professional wins is that accumulatively, he has spent 49 seconds in the cage as a professional. That is incredible. A 2019 IMAF World silver medalist. Why silver? Because he picked up an injury and wasn't able to compete in the final. This is perhaps the best kept secret in KHK MMA Team Bahrain until now. In his pro debut, he absolutely decimated Alexander Malashkevich in just 19 seconds with a thunderous right hand on the button, separating Alexander from his senses. This is the type of power that this super welterweight generates. Speaking of power, the man who is one of the most powerful voices in the game, Mr. Carlos Kramer.
And now, please welcome his opponent, representing Descendant MMA and fighting out of South Africa. Please welcome Brandon Lassar.
Welcome back to the Brave Arena, Brandon the descendant Lazar. Yes, he may be 3-2 as a professional. That record is incredibly misleading because this man is a savage. He only began his professional career at the age of 32, and like a fine wine now at the age of 38, he says he is the best he has ever been. Made his brave debut back in April of 2021. Unfortunately was defeated by Rustam Shizayev, but he took that fight on 6 days' notice. Now, with a full camp behind him, he feels like he has broken through that glass ceiling. He feels like he has transcended to that next level. He is a former South African national MMA champion. Again, in only a couple of fights, he is the owner of a 2017 unanimous decision win over Ibrahim Mane. If you saw his 2019 KO victory over Gareth McLennan, then you will realize just how dangerous this man is. And what's more dangerous than two men in a cage, a roaring lion locked in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Kramer.
Here we go, Brave Nation. This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the super welterweight division, and your co-main event of the evening. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 2 wins and 1 loss. He stands 170 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 79.3 kilograms. Representing KHK, Team Bahrain, and fighting out of the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain, please welcome Zagid and his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 3 wins and 2 losses. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 79.6 kilograms. Representing Descendant MMA and fighting out of South Africa, please welcome Brendan Lazar. Your referee in charge of the action is the Vanilla Gorilla, Aaron Wallace.
The older by a decade has a distinct height advantage. Your man in the middle is the Vanilla Gorilla, Mr. Aaron Wallace, and we are set to go. Interesting to see just how quick Gaidarov starts. Known to start quick. You don't get paid for overtime in mixed martial arts.
Lazar circling. May have his back just a little closer to the fence than he wants.
That's a big kick to the body. Gaidarov showing a level of calm that goes far beyond his few fights inside the professional arena. Looks like he's trying to pressure Brendan up against the cage, Carrick. Trying to cut off angles here, make it difficult for him. The rear hand is cocked and loaded. Big shot over the top from Gaidarov. Lazar needs to get his back off the cage here. Just a little bit short on the distance so far. A spinning heel kick attempt from Gaidarov. Wasn't a million miles away either.
Be interesting to see what Gaidarov follows that up with. Man from Bahrain exuding utter calmness.
He's slowly, incrementally closing that distance, getting closer and closer, pressuring Brendan Lazar against the cage, resetting, switching stances into the shot. The way he's cutting off the cage with those angles is absolutely beautiful. Head kick. Just everything Lazar's throwing at the minute is just falling a little bit short. Another big shot from Gaidarov. It was Brendan Lazar initiates the clinch, interestingly. Trying to get that tie clinch, but Zagid is so strong. Brendan trying to work behind the jab. Needs to follow that up, needs to start finding those little pockets of space, those little angles.
Brendan Lazar finally warming up a little bit. Looked just a little flat for him the first couple of minutes.
Did a good job to get out of there. Covered up and got out, didn't absorb too much damage. Reaching ever so slightly over with that shot. The mastery of range here from Gaidarov is incredible.
Gaidarov stalking, cornering, very interesting. Brave Nation, and Gaidarov moves in.
Oh, big uppercut. Lazar fires back, he's not out of this fight at all. As game as a badger is Brendan Lazar, tough as a coffin nail.
Gaidarov not following his opponent, he's stalking him, he's cutting him off as he attempts to circle.
Oh, that got through. Very calm, calculated, measured approach so far from Zagid Gaidarov. Attacking the body too.
Lazar putting everything he's got and then some behind those kicks.
Speaking of kicks, that was a chopping leg kick from Gaidarov.
Lazar may be finding his range finally with those kicks. Getting closer and closer with each one.
Spinning back fist attempt wasn't far away. No interest in the grappling so far. Beautiful front kick. Timed that just as Lazar was moving forward. Big clinch from Gaidarov. Trying to reap that leg out.
Takedown coming.
May try for the trip again. There it is, inside trip. Beautiful work from Gaidarov. Inside the open guard now of Brendan Lazar. Lazar may be trying the stuff, but he's on a hip. Momentarily thought he may have been looking for a Kimura or a bump sweep. Gaidarov just so calm in this position. Happy to sit in the half guard, may rain down some elbows.
Gaidarov has several choices here, Brave Nation. He may decide to stay right here in top half guard, could decide to go to side control, could decide to go to mount.
You can see the discomfort on the face of Lazar with that forearm smashing across his throat. Speaking of smashing, a nice little hammer fist there from Gaidarov. There you have it, one round in the books, Brave Nation, and Gaidarov looking very, very comfortable going into the second round here, Kirik.
Clear 10-9 round, Brave Nation, for Bahrain's Zagid Gaidarov.
And right now, if you're in the corner of Brendan Lazar, what are you telling him to change? What does he need to mix up to get himself back into this fight?
My feeling, Phil, is that Brendan just didn't maybe warm up quite enough. It can be an issue when you get a little bit older. You want to time that exactly right. Don't want to warm up too much because you don't have the endurance that you might have a couple of years before then. I do believe their man is warmed up right now. They're probably going to tell him, stay off of that cage, avoid the takedowns, and try and set, above all, try and set up those kicks. He's got uber powerful kicks, but no matter how hard your kick is, if it doesn't land, it doesn't mean a whole lot. Try and set those kicks up so they're not thrown naked. That would be the corner advice right now.
Great insight from the OG of mixed martial arts, Mr. Kirik Janess. And surely if you're in the corner of Zagid Gaidarov, you're saying more of the same, please. Measured, controlled, but yet eerily violent. Referee Aaron Wallace waiting for the cage door to close. Second round, we are lit and ready to go.
It's a little bit more of a setup there, a little feint at least.
Again, clinch initiated by Gaidarov. Big takedown super early in the round, 20 seconds in.
Brendan Lazar saw what direction that was going, tried to pull guard at the last minute, try and pull the full close guard, ended up in bottom half guard.
Gaidarov, beautiful elbows from this position.
Nice shift to full guard. Let's see if Brendan Lazar can hold it.
And whilst Brendan Lazar is on the bottom, he's the one expending the greater energy. He's the one who has to try and get up. Good productivity from Gaidarov here, landing his shots. Back take from Gaidarov here. May try and get the hooks in. One hook in.
One hook in, Phil. Second one may be imminent. There it is.
Oh, is he underneath the chin? He's got
hip
palm
pressure
to palm.
coming now. Hands are in place. Short choke.
Carrick.
Short choke is being applied, and that
There's
is
a
it.
tap. What a finish from Zagid Gaidarov, the KHK MMA team. Bahrain man gets an emphatic win against the veteran Brendan the Descendant Lazar. And this young man is on a charge in the super welterweight division.
There we see it again with both hooks in place, forward hip pressure, and that deep, deep, deep short choke. There are only two options. You can nap or you can tap. Brendan Lazar chose to tap.
Went palm to palm on it, Gable grip. And what a squeeze from Zagid Gaidarov. Picking up his third win by way of finish. And at only 28 years of age, the sky is the limit for this young man in our stacked super welterweight division. If you think we have guys like Kamal Magomedov, Ismail Nordiev, Oli Santalate, Carl Booth, Ahmed Laban, oh, the matchmaking possibilities. Very exciting, Kerry.
Phil, it's been a tough night for our all-stars from Africa. Kozien Debele, of course, lost his opponent for medical reasons. Joandile Flongwa couldn't handle the wrestling attack, and now the great Brendan Lazar has been tapped out by Bahrain's Zagid Gaidarov.
All right, Brave Nation. Another great battle inside the Brave CF 64 cage. This one comes to an end at 1 minute and 24 seconds of the second round. Your winner by rear naked choke from KHK Team Bahrain, Zagid Gaidarov.
Driving through hell, give me more eye for an eye, killer be killed. This is war, where I'm from, we might lose the fight, but we never run. Every night I sing and I hum. When the devil calls, I'm gonna ride that train. When the devil calls, I'm gonna ride that train. Gonna lay my bullets down, gonna send him back to his grave. When the devil calls, you better hide, 'cause hell's coming down these bloody rails. I feel like I'm Ric Flair, wind in my hair, living my life without a care. When the music stops, don't be left without a chair. No seat at the table, then you're being prepared. I forgive him, I just can't live with him. Judas betrayed Jesus right after he kissed him. Brutus betrayed Caesar, that's why I'm not eager to get married. Dog, I binge watch cheaters. I'm laughing, but it's real.
Brave CF returns for an epic night of fights as the fastest growing promotion in MMA closes out the latest Combat Kingdom series in epic style. At Brave CF 65, the pride of Bahrain, Hamza Keheji, gets back to action as he takes on Colombian MMA icon Eduardo Mora in the main event. Also set for fight night is the much-anticipated return of Jose Shorty Torres, as the number 5 flyweight in the world goes up in weight to welcome Arab superstar Izzedine Al-Durbani. Tune in to witness the best athletes from around the world in epic battles and electrifying action. Brave CF 65, live from the Khalifa Sports City Arena in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
In the main event of Brave Combat Federation 64, number 1 contender Kyun Aries Kim fights number 2 contender Roman Bogatov for the Vacant Featherweight Championship of the world. Aries entered Brave in 2019 with a perfect record of 5-0, but all were in his native South Korea. There is a global phenomenon dubbed the Korean Wave, with K-pop dominating the airwaves and K-drama like the Squid Game breaking streaming records worldwide. Brave took Aries global, and after Brave 29, 43, 47, and 53, Kim's record remains perfect at 9-0. With a win on Saturday, he would become a perfect 10, a champion of the world, and a bona fide K superstar. How Kim might win, no one knows, because as they say, his style is impetuous, his defense is impregnable, and he's just ferocious. This is not pre-fight hyperbole, it's math. Aries' wins are split evenly, 3 KOs, 3 submissions, 3 decisions. His wins versus Hussein Karimagamayov and Nurzan Akishev each earned a nomination for Brave's 2021 Fight of the Year, and Aries was also nominated for Fighter of the Year. In number 2 contender Roman Bogatov, also undefeated in Brave, Aries faces his toughest opponent yet and his stylistic antithesis. While Kim is a risk-taker, even reckless, Bogatov is a tank, a bulldozer, a steamroller. He is the personification of the toughest form of mixed martial arts in existence, the grinder. There are many approaches to MMA. There are submission masters and dazzling technical striking phenoms. There are specialists and there are generalists, the fighters who can do everything. The highest order of generalist is the grinder, the heart and soul of mixed martial arts, the fighter who will methodically seek to beat you standing, beat you against the fence, and beat you on the mat. The Brave 64 main event promises chaos versus relentlessness, anything versus everything, and the winner becomes world champion.
This bout is brought to you by Brave Gym. Training for mind, body, and spirit. Brave, it's more than a gym.
One of Brave CF's most exciting fighters, #1 ranked featherweight Kyun Kim, is ready to become the new world champion at 145. But first, we'll have to face #2 featherweight contender Roman Bogatov, who feels he has the perfect game plan to spoil Kim's party and become only the second Russian world champion at Brave Combat Federation. Coming up next, South Korean superstar Kyun Kim faces Russian standout Roman Bogatov for the vacant featherweight world title.
Brave Nation, it's time for your main event of the evening. This is for the vacant Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Championship of the world. Let's welcome our first challenger into the Brave CF Arena. Representing Al Munar and Bali MMA and fighting out of Russia, please welcome Roman Bogatov.
Brave Nation, it is main event time at Brave CF 64 live from Combat Kingdom in the magnificent kingdom of Bahrain. Your first challenger is Roman Bogatov, 12-1 as a professional. In his last fight, he defeated Abdulmulatif Gerbekov via unanimous decision at Brave 51, snapping Gerbekov's 13-fight unbeaten run. At Brave 46, he defeated Mirzan Akishev via unanimous decision, which, when you see what Mirzan has gone on and done, is incredibly impressive. You see, he is the #2 ranked featherweight in the world. He is a master of sport in freestyle wrestling, a master of sport in MMA. He is the former winner of the prestigious Russian national tournament, the Russian MMA Cup, and the Russian MMA Super Cup. This is a man who rightfully deserves his place as one of the two men vying to make history and become the Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Champion of the world. Final checks and balances being done by our incredible team here. Brian Coyle, our cutsman, Aaron Wallace, the Vanilla Gorilla, making sure Roman Bogatov is primed and ready to go. 6 finishes out of his 12 wins, but tonight he comes up against the God of War, Kyun Aries Kim.
And let's welcome his opponent, challenger #2, fighting out of the red corner, representing MMA Village and fighting out of Paju City, South Korea. Please welcome Aries Kyun.
Guess I'm not in control. My head's not running my body. My heart don't run on sleep. I drink it down like coffee. That fire under my feet.
Brave Nation, introducing the #1 ranked featherweight in the world, Kyun Aries Kim, undefeated as a professional at 9-0. Last time out we saw him was all the way back in August of 2021 when he put on a Fight of the Year contender against Nurzan Akashev. Prior to that, another Fight of the Year performance against Hussein Kadimagomayev. As you say, 9-0 as a professional. 6 wins coming by way of stoppage. 3 in the very first round. Diverse stand-up, great takedown defense. A former South Korean national judo champion, so does have that grappling in his locker. And Kyrik, this is a fight for the fans. 2 of the best in the world colliding to make history and say that they are the Brave Combat Federation featherweight champion of the world.
Phil, it's all that and it's more. This is a clash of styles unlike anything seen at least in the last year in the entire sport. You've got one fighter in Roman Bogatov, utterly predictable and so far very nearly utterly unstoppable in Kyun Kim. You've got somebody who has no idea what he's going to do next, so we don't either.
And now, Brave Nation, it's time for our main event of the evening. Presented by Technographis, Yusuf bin Ahmed Kanu, and Mega Chips. This main event is sanctioned by the Bahrain Sports Authority, the Bahrain Olympic Committee, the Bahrain Combat Sports Council, and the Bahrain Mixed Martial Arts Federation, with its president, Mohammed Camber. 2 warriors are ready to collide inside the Brave CF Arena. Brave Nation, don't blink for this one. This will be absolute fire. Our main event of the evening. 5 5-minute rounds for the vacant Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Championship of the world. Your 3 judges for this bout are Aaron Wallace, Adam Gustav, and Gareth Lyons. Your referee in charge of the action inside the cage is the Bandit, Decky Larkin. 2 men enter. Only 1 man leaves with his arm raised in victory. Who comes out as the undisputed Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Champion of the world? Let's find out. Let's introduce our 2 main event warriors. Brave Nation, it's time to be brave. Before we begin, I have 1 question for you and 1 question only. For all those watching in the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain and the millions watching around the world, Brave Nation, are you ready? Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 12 wins and 1 loss. He stands 176 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 65.8 kilograms. Representing Al-Munar and Bali MMA, and fighting out of Russia, presenting the first challenger, Roman Bogatov. And his opponent, fighting Fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 9 wins and no losses. He stands 180 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 65.6 kilograms. Representing MMA Village and fighting out of Paju City, South Korea. Please welcome challenger number 2, and is Kyun. For fighter instructions, it's the Bandit, Dickie Larkin.
Gentlemen, you've been over the rules. Listen to my instructions all the time. Obey my commands all the time. If I tell you stop, you stop. Any questions? Any questions? If you want to touch gloves, let's do this.
Tail of the tape, the 28-year-old Kyun Kim, undefeated, 12-1, 31-year-old Roman Bogatov, number 1 in the world versus number 2 in the world for the vacant BCF Featherweight Championship of the world. We have a potential 5 5-minute rounds, Carrick, and this has all the fixings of being an out-and-out war.
Bogatov opened up pressing, but very, very briefly. Almost ate a jab. Could have caught a high kick on the other side of his head.
Kyun Kim, such a cultured striker. We have seen that in fights with the likes of Eric Da Silva, Arturo Chavez, Nurzan Akashev.
Kyun Kim going to the head so far. Expect him to go to the body or legs soon. There it was.
Seems to be able to keep opponents at the end of that jab.
Kyun using his distance, his height very, very effectively. Leaning that head back ever so slightly, which means if he shifts his weight forward, he's going to be quite a bit closer than he appears to be.
And he's working from southpaw now to make it difficult for Bogatov. Trying to pat down that lead hand and come over the top. Uppercut, hook combination from Bogatov. Good takedown defense, perhaps a little bit of a clash of heads there. Bogatov in on a single. Let's see what the defense of Kyun Kim's like. He's trying to get the submission. Has the neck, but Bogatov looks calm here. Doesn't look like there's any threat of a submission imminent from Kyun Kim. Bogatov pops the head out.
Brave Nation, Aries has about half a dozen different options here. He can try and hit as you're seeing right now. He can try to stand. He can try to sweep, which is putting his opponent on his back. He can try to crawl to his opponent's back, or he can submit. You just saw an omoplata submission attempt. He's probably going to go for a triangle. There it is.
Doesn't have the leg.
Has to control the head. He's got the head. He's got his foot in place. He's got long arms. May go next for an arm.
Didn't have the shin flush across the shoulder blades, but he's shown just how dangerous his submission game is. Threw that up out of nowhere. That was like lightning.
People often think of submissions as being the province of jiu-jitsu, but they forget judo is phenomenal at submissions as well.
You need only look at the Ronda Rousey armbar to see how dangerous submissions can be from a judo practitioner. Right now, Bogatov trying to secure the takedown.
Bogatov very slowly seeking to gain, centimeter by centimeter, seeking to gain control of his opponent from top.
Nice little hammer fist from Kyun Kim. He's doing a good job of staying calm here. Right now, he's almost got Bogatov trapped in a little bit of a crucifix position. Landing enough shots to make it uncomfortable for Roman Bogatov. These fighters are so evenly matched, 2 of the very best in the world. There's no mistake where their strength lies. Bogatov, predominantly the wrestler with awkward striking. Kyun Kim, the cultured striker with a piston-like jab.
Aries doing a great job of striking, however lightly. Oh, sweep attempt. Wasn't able to finalize it. Let's see if he can get anything from it. Look for a stand-up.
This fight's
got one hook in.
So evenly balanced, Carrick. right in front of us in our broadcast position here. Kyun Kim's doing a great job of, whilst he may aesthetically look like the man on his back being pressured against the cage, he's landing the more damaging shots here, Kerry.
There is zero question who's the more effective striker right now, and it's the man on bottom, Aries Kyun Kim. It's incumbent on Bogatov now to start doing some damage from top.
Referee Deggy Larkin calling for a little bit of action. And he's obviously been listening, because now he's opening up with some of the shots of his own. 30 seconds to go in the opening round. Deggy Larkin may be looking like he's about to stand them up.
Deggy Larkin wants to see a little bit more action than we saw, and we are just about to get it, Brave Nation.
Oh, big knee attempt from Kyun Kim. Bogatov with a big knee to the solar plexus.
Bogatov pressing with shots now.
There you have it. What a way to finish the round, on an absolute knife edge. And this is the kind of quality you come to expect from a Brave Combat Federation World Championship bout. Two of the best in the world. There you see a beautiful wrestling game, and then the defense from Kyun Kim trying to turn it into effect. And this is where it was most interesting for me, when they were pinned up against the cage. For a lot of the time, it was Kyun Kim who was landing the more damaging shots. He was being more proactive.
Interesting, Phil. Kyun is foregoing the stool that would traditionally be there. He seems very comfortable just sitting down on the ground. His corner is massaging his arms to promote blood flow, get rid of any fatigue there.
And you can see little bumps in and around that, over that left eye of Roman Bogatov, showing that he has absorbed the greater damage thus far in the fight. Referee Deggy Larkin has cleared the cage. We are into our second round of a potential 5 for the Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Championship of the World.
Bogatov again pressing, just as he did at the very beginning of the first round.
It is dangerous when you're facing somebody so good at counter-striking. Again, everything Kyun Kim throws is a stinger. Bogatov putting it on him now. Bogatov showing that he's more than happy to exchange hands and exchange strikes with Kyun Kim. Oh, he wobbled him a little there. Big clubbing shots thrown by Bogatov.
Very, very smart strategy for Bogatov to initiate. This isn't a man you want to stand and go back and forth with. Best defense can be a good offense in very many cases, including this one so far in this round.
He's doing a good job. I don't think this is how Kyun Kim expected the fight to go, with Roman Bogatov putting the pressure on him. I thought he was thinking it may have been the other way around.
Bogatov pressing hard, and then there it was. When Kyun tries to settle down and strike back, there'll be a takedown attempt.
Big, heavy sprawl from Kyun Kim, but as we know, Roman Bogatov is relentless in these positions. Needs to be wary of the choke here from Kyun Kim. Bogatov may try and sit through, or may reach for a single leg.
Bogatov may be looking for what we call a Russian 2-on-1 in the United States.
There you see that relentlessness with the leg from Bogatov.
Off a Russian 2-on-1. Wow, wow, wow.
Enjoyed that, didn't you, Kirik?
That was just beautiful, Brave Nation.
And now Bogatov finds himself on top, but needs to be wary of the submission threat of Kyun Kim. Kyun Kim, who's continuing to throw off his back and do damage.
Kim has his feet in the hit, had his feet initially to stop the attacking with the...
Thought about messing about with a go-go platter there. That was interesting.
I would love to be a mind reader and get inside Kyun Kim's mind and see what's going on in there.
momentarily looked like he was going to use the wizard to try and pop out, but he has the feet on the hips. That's usually indicative that he's going to do something proactive, try and cut an angle for himself. Big shot over the top from Bogatov, and he's being more proactive than he was in the first round in this position. But again, those hips of Kyun Kim are always dangerous. Does have 3 wins by submission, an armbar, a rear naked choke, and a triangle. Been threatening with that omoplata, hasn't he?
I think he was threatening a
go-go
plata right there.
Imagine that. That would be the first ever go-go plata in the history of Brave Combat Federation, wouldn't it?
The man's brain is going 1,000,000 miles an hour. He's constantly thinking, should I sweep? Should I stand up? Should I submit? Should I elbow him? I'll elbow him. Nope, I'm going to sweep. Nope, I'm going to stand up. And it's going back and forth and back and forth. Very, very hard style to deal with.
Bogatov just on top at the minute, good head position. Realizes he needs to be more active in this position. Or referee Dickie Larkin is going to stand him up. Can't quite see the position here. No, he doesn't have the neck.
Dickie Larkin wants to see some effective striking or furtherance of position or a sustained submission attempt.
Needs to be wary of the triangle here. Kyun Kim trying to isolate that. Has bicep grip. You see a lot more fighters now favoring bicep grip when setting up a triangle. The guard of Kyun Kim is closed. Little pity pat rabbit punches to the ears. Definitely a better round for Bogatov with regards to his output and his offense, Carrick.
Like his corner, little fire under him. So go after him, try and slow him down that way, and it is working.
Big shots from top. This is turning it into a classic championship bout. Just driving that forearm into the throat of Kyun Kim to make life uncomfortable. Bogatov doing a lot better picking his shots here. Another big shot from Bogatov.
Brave Nation, the fight from here does appear to be dead even at this point after round 2. Quick reminder, this is a title fight. This is a 5-round fight tonight.
And it must be said, we've been talking about the submission threat of Kyun Kim, but Roman Bogatov does have 5 wins by submission, 3 arm triangles, 1 Bravo and 1 Von Flue. So it's not as if he is any kind of slouch on the ground himself.
Back down the road, showing great faith in their fighters' conditioning. It's a little bit easier to breathe when your hips are elevated above your legs.
Both of these fighters have already given so much in the 2 rounds.
That was a great second round for Roman Bogatov. The big question, Phil, is can he sustain that potentially for another 3 rounds?
Third round, as you've alluded to, Carrick, this is a championship bout, so we have 5 5-minute rounds potentially to get through. Good stiff jab to open up from Kyun Kim. Again from that southpaw position, and a hook. He's opening up well with the strikes. Counter over the top from Roman Bogatov.
Kyun Kim may have sensed his opponent potentially got the better of him in that second round, trying to adopt the exact same strategy.
A lot more aggressive. Now he's the one putting the pressure on Roman Bogatov, forcing him to move. Oh.
Phil, Roman Bogatov looks just a little fatigued to me.
Well, people forget just how, yes, scoring the takedown is great in mixed martial arts, but people forget fighting for that takedown, even executing the takedown, can be so debilitating to your cardio. As as we've seen, Kyun Kim can continue this kind of output, almost Nick or Nate Diaz-esque. Throw 60% and then maybe every 5th or 6th shot puts a little bit more pep into it. Bogatov trying to come in over the top and takedown defended by Kyun Kim. And as you say, Bogatov looked tired and Labour getting up here. He's eating some big shots. This could be it.
Bogatov's jaw looks just a little bit loose. He's certainly defending ably, but he's not showing the level of attack that we saw in round 2.
Just stalking is Kyun Kim. I think he senses that Bogatov might be a little bit depleted. Even his body language is a little bit less aggressive. Oh, that jab is perfect. The timing on it, the precision on it. And that was the jab that he completely decimated the face of Nurzan Akashev with back in Kazakhstan.
Brave Nation, Kyun Kim has perfected a technique created to the best of my knowledge by Muhammad Ali, where you mix up pity-pat shots, touch, 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 boom, with no indication whatsoever that the hard shot that landed was anything other than the rest of them. Watch those hands. Some are going to touch, and some are going to sting bad.
Beautiful counter hook by Kyun Kim. That left hand southpaw position is money for him. Bogatov in on a single. How much does he have left? Great defense from Kyun Kim. That in and of itself is a win, defending that takedown. Thought about the big uppercut.
Kyun Kim growing in confidence now.
Just has the measure of the distance, doesn't he, Kirik?
He's landing his shots. He believes he can stuff the takedown attempts. He believes he's got the better conditioning.
May even have a big uppercut loaded if Bogatov drops that head down. Oh, Bogatov pops Kyun Kim's head right back. Bogatov chasing a little bit. Bogatov's still landing his own shots.
Head outside single, very hard to work in MMA.
Right now he's potentially going to eat some shots, but
that stuffed head compromises the breathing as well.
Good heavy sprawl from Kyun Kim. Just needs to get that leg free. Doing a good job of stuffing the head. Trying to roll out of it, but Bogatov ends up on top. Can he inflict a little bit of damage in this 3rd round?
Brave Nation, watch very carefully what happens the next 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Who lands the most shots?
Elbows from the bottom from Kyun Kim. Love to see that. Fighters being proactive off the back. Trying to sneak up a leg for a triangle. Has the foot on the hip. May try and switch, create a little bit of an angle.
Kyun even snuck in a little reverse elbow there. Looking for an omoplata again.
Omoplata, that's his 3rd attempt at an omoplata. May switch to the go-go plata. No way. That is incredible jiu-jitsu.
Very, very rarely seen technique, and the head comes out. No question in my mind who won that round. Phil Campbell.
Oh, and Kyun Kim unquestionably won that round, but he opened up a big cut on the forehead of Roman Bogatov. I think it was those elbows from the bottom opened up a big cut.
We'll want to see a replay of that if possible. My belief is it was a reverse elbow that snuck in with literally perfect timing. Ooh, that was the biggest shot that Roman Bogatov landed in the 3rd round.
Kyun Kim proving just how dangerous he is, not just on the feet, but threatening with the likes of the omoplata into the go-go plata. You're just never safe anywhere when you're fighting Kyun Kim.
Another telling thing, Brave Nation, there you saw it. Who gets off the stool first? That's a very clear indication of who's feeling better conditioned.
Now we are into the deep waters of the championship rounds, Carrick. Roman Bogatov with the hands on the knees. Not good body language right from the get-go of the round from Bogatov.
Slow to come off that chair, slow to straighten up. Expect Kyun Kim to launch a body attack.
He's going to put, oh, that jab again. Oh, pinging him with it. A left hand is like a laser. Comes over the top with the shovel hook. Bogatov needs to move the head, and it's not that he doesn't know how, it's that fatigue has set in at this stage, and everything he's seeing is coming just that little bit too quick for him.
He also may be worried, Phil, about those high kicks. You move the head too much, you catch a shin across the side of your head, and that is that.
Another big rear hand. It's the jab, it's all about the jab, isn't it, Kirk?
It's the jab, and what we're going to see soon
Oh.
is what he does off that jab.
Shot over the top from Bogatov. He's not done yet. Bogatov again, trying to get in on that single, but may end up getting his back taken here. Potential triangle attempt, nope. You wonder just how tired Bogatov is in this situation.
He may be tired. This is a lot better position to be in than he was standing, eating jab after jab after jab after jab.
Try to get a hold of the neck here. Bogatov is relentless with the takedowns.
Bogatov nearly had the back. Bogatov moving to mount. Nope, denied.
Bogatov on his knees, still trying to get the takedown on Kyun Kim.
Kyun trying to limp leg out. That
the relentlessness from Bogatov, clearly fatigued, but chasing down Kyun Kim. Oh man, Bogatov like something out of The Walking Dead there.
Bogatov landing significant shots from top now. Kyun Kim content, flat on his back, which means not much is going to happen. Brave Nation, until he starts to get on his side, not a whole lot going to happen. Roman Bogatov now in top side control.
Maybe trying to hit a Kimura here, can't quite see it. Has the figure four grip. Very difficult to do when you're in this position. May use it as a means of advancing his position.
Or to sweep, or to stand.
Bogatov has the back.
Beautiful scramble.
Back to the feet, and again Roman Bogatov trying to get in on that single. Runs the pipe on it, scores it.
Ninja choke attempt, nope. Gonna look perhaps to sweep. There should be a return to full guard shortly.
Bogatov is operating on autopilot, but thankfully that autopilot is set to single leg. Needs to be wary again of the submission threat. Both of these guys are incredible athletes, Kirk. Fantastic championship bout. Roman Bogatov looked out of it, looked fatigued, but he is still very much a game competitor here.
Kyun Kim, calm, trying various forms of guard, keeping his opponent close enough so there's not enough leverage to hit with significant power.
Bogatov doing the right thing, head underneath transition, trying to pass into side control. Kim able to retain, hand on the wrist. Such a finely balanced fight. Kyun Kim thought about trying to get back to his feet. Bogatov wise to it. Foot on the hip, may even look to just push away and create distance.
Much, much better round feel for Roman Bogatov.
Very difficult fight to score, Carrick Dennis. You could make the argument that it's 2 rounds apiece. You could make the argument that it's 3-1 for Kyun Kim.
Phil, for the sake of argument, let's say right now that this is an even fight. If that's the case, obviously this 5th and final round coming up is going to be pivotal. Whoever wins the next 5 minutes wins the championship of the world.
And they are not being given the belt. This is not an easy fight for either man. When Bogatov looked out of it, gets that single leg beautifully every time. Even when he looks like he doesn't have it, sheer force of will and tenacity.
Hugely impressed. As I said, Phil, I do not know how the judges will score that. Certainly by the older interpretation of the unified rules of mixed martial arts, that one went to Bogatov. Under the refined understanding of the rules, it's anybody's guess right now. But very, very impressive round for Roman Bogatov. And now, Phil, no matter how tired he is, he knows this is it. This is it. This is the moment. He's got to give everything he's got for the next 5 minutes. And if he does, he may emerge victorious as world champion.
5th round for all the marbles.
Apparently, there was an errant kick. We may get a replay of that. Those always hurt a little to watch.
Referee Decky Larkin making sure Kyun Kim can continue, and a little bit of a reprieve for both fighters here. Decky Larkin just giving Bogatov a warning. Kyun Kim looks ready to go.
Oh, here's our replay, and yep, just a little low, completely unintentional, and Brave Nation, we're back at it.
Nice straight shot to the body from Bogatov. Kyun Kim replies with a sumptuous 1-2, and again the single leg. Gets the takedown. What is Roman Bogatov made of? This is incredible. The sheer heart, determination, and will being shown by Roman Bogatov, the #2 ranked featherweight in the world.
Phil, let no one ever question the bravery of a Russian fighter.
And what was so impressive about that takedown was it was right in the middle of the Brave Arena. Kyun Kim trying to get up, but Roman Bogatov sticking to him like white on rice.
The outcome in the next 15 seconds, Brave Nation, may decide the outcome of this entire fight. Does Roman Bogatov end up on top?
Kyun Kim gets to his feet, but maybe looking at a snap down. What has Bogatov got left? That tank is nearly empty. Nice stiff shot from Bogatov, but a straight left lands for Kyun Kim. This is literally who wants it more. Both these fighters are fatigued. This is all about will, heart, and determination. What a championship bout. Kyun Kim cannot help but be in fight of the year contenders. Once again, Bogatov trying to get the takedown. What does he have left? Kyun Kim doing the right thing, stuffing the head. But when Bogatov has a leg, there is always a chance he can score the takedown.
Looking to move behind. He's got the leg back up to standing. Little scramble. Roman Bogatov may not have the gas right now to finish. Looking for the same single he got earlier. Very ambiguous position here.
It really is a 50-50, isn't it, Carrick?
When Roman's got his arms around that leg, you cannot count him out.
Charging forward. Kyun Kim defends. May want to stand back up, but
May go for the back, may stand. If I was him, absolutely, positively, I'd bring it back up to standing.
And again, Bogatov with an ankle. He's being shot down now by Kyun Kim. Both these fighters have given absolutely everything. 2 minutes left in the 5th and final championship round. This is an illustration of heart, will, and determination from both men.
Bogatov looking for that leg. Does not want to try and tie up his opponent and try a leg trip. He wants to get in on that single.
He's forcing Kyun Kim against the cage. If he could score a takedown now, it could completely change the complexion of this round.
Very clear strategy now.
But you wonder just how much he has left. Again on that single leg. They try and kick out the leg of Kyun Kim. Takedown by Roman Bogatov.
Not completed though. Need to see just a little more control from top. And down, here comes some strike opportunities. That wrist is controlled, triangle may be coming.
His hand is still in, giving himself a little bit of space.
Not a lot of it though.
That hand is being his saving grace. The fact that the shin isn't flush across the shoulders. Bogatov needs to posture, may posture and land a big strike. Needs to be aware of the omoplata as well, as we've seen. Hammer fist by Bogatov. What a fight this has been, Kirik.
Phil, we could not ask for more from these two men.
10-second clapper. Bogatov trying to finish with big hammer fists. Both these fighters have given absolutely everything, and there you have it. 25 minutes of combat in the books. Unbelievable performance from both men.
Absolutely phenomenal fight. It was such an honor, Brave Nation, to watch these two give their best.
I have to give both these men a standing ovation. That was incredible.
Roman Bogatov pops up first, shoots his hand up, followed in close succession by Aries. Brave Nation, it all comes down now to the judges. We're gonna get a little look, little highlight look of some of what just happened. We saw that takedown, and that takedown may have been all important. It's subjective at this point, Brave Nation. What counts more in the judges' eyes? Is it the striking or is it the takedowns? Is it the top control that was accompanied by no insignificant number of strikes as well? Incredible ebb and flow back and forth. Earlier on, clearly, Aries was in ascendance, had the better conditioning, but now it's Roman Bogatov standing, taking in the deep breaths. While Kyun Aries Kim sat forward, the two are standing now, embracing center cage. Who won this fight is anyone's guess. A very compelling argument can be made for either. Mohamed Kamber and the Hawk, Mohamed Shahid, standing center cage with that belt, the Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Championship belt. Multiple videographers, photographers capturing this moment for all time. Fighters slowly donning their sponsor apparel, moving towards center cage. Dickie Larkin, standing center. We are now awaiting the arrival of the roaring lion of Brave, Carlos Kramer, and there he is to tell us what it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of Brave Nation, give it up for these two warriors in an incredible main event. After 5 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 48-47, Bogatov. Your second judge scores about 49-46, Kim. And your third judge scores about 48-47. Your winner by split decision, and new Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Champion of the World, Roman Bogatov!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the new Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Champion of the World, Roman Bogatov. Roman, how good does it feel to have this belt over your shoulder?
Что ты чувствуешь, получив этот пояс и став чемпионом?
Эти чувства, эмоции непередаваемые. Я 1,5 года ждал этот момент. У нас сорвался много бой, много раз. Мне пришлось покинуть страну, жить в другой стране, в Индонезии полгода, потом в Киргизии. У меня не было денег заплатить за свет, порой за еду не на что было купить. Но я протерпел это все ради того, чтобы стоять здесь. Спасибо всем.
I had a very long time coming to this moment for this fight. It was a long time that I had to leave my country and live in Indonesia for some time without having any money. But like for this moment, it's deserved.
Now, there are great fighters in the featherweight division. You have fighters like Omar Solomonov, Abdul Kazayev, Nurzan Akashev, Nemet Abrashitov. Who do you think is the next contender for your belt?
С кем ты хочешь драться в своем следующем бою? У тебя есть такие бойцы?
Эй, любые подходите сюда. Теперь я чемпион, я буду защищать этот пояс против любого из вас, мне без разницы. Мы решим, подумаем, кто будет следующий.
I'm ready to fight anyone, just anyone.
Anyone, anytime, anywhere, any place. And finally, do you have a message for your friends and family, for all the sacrifices you have made? What do you want to say to the people back home who have supported you?
Что ты хочешь сказать людям, которые поддерживали тебя в своей подготовке?
Спасибо моим родителям, маме, папе, за то, что меня воспитывали. Спасибо моей семье, жене, 4 детей. Сейчас 3 мальчиков и маленькая девочка следили за мной, за своим отцом, как он идет за своим наследием. Также хочу спасибо сказать в подготовке Бали ММА в Индонезии, Киргизстану, за поддержку Суюну Атошеву, также Гаджи Алиеву за помощь в подготовке, также всем ребятам из Альмунара, питерским ребятам, Егору Пащенко, Егору Гротову, Бухтеру, моему другу, всем большой салам и спасибо.
I want to say thank you to my family, to my parents and my wife and kids, and all the friends who was supporting me from Bali MMA, from Kyrgyzstan, people from Russia as well.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic performance, Roman Bogatov. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the new Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Champion of the World.
Также хочу спасибо сказать моему оппоненту Тегюн Киму. Это настоящий самурай. воин, с которым я разделил октагон. Я благодарен ему за его мужество. Также я хочу сказать thank you so much Muhammadu Shahidu for this opportunity. I want representing KHK, Team Bahrain. I want this.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, the new Brave Combat Federation Featherweight Champion of the World, Roman Bogatov!
You hear when you scream, can't run away no matter how hard you try to leave it. Can't wake up cause baby you know you're not dreaming. So open your eyes and see lightning from the ground and earthquakes in the air. The world is upside down, so let's start